Hey everybody, it's Thea with R.A.W.Vlogcast. I have the privilege. This guy was all over the stage, and this is Rafa.
From La Gente SS. Rafa Bustamante Sarria.
You knew what I was going for. Yeah, you just say that over again. You were rolling around on stage, your energy, you opened, the second band here, opened up the place, and we are at the Petaluma Music Festival, which is a festival celebrating children and music in the schools and keeping this art of connection going. Mm-hmm. And so tell us, what got you started? How did you decide that music was your jam?
Well, when I was a kid, I came up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and in the Mission, hip hop was like a brand new thing. So I wanted to be a breakdancer. So I meet up and was doing all that, and my homies would be like, and then we'd freestyle at the end. My homies were like, hey, you're an okay dancer, you're a better rapper. And I got pissed. I'm like, nah, man, I'm the best dancer in the world. And they're like, nah, stick to MCing. But at home, because, my mother's from Colombia, my father's from Nicaragua, we listened to cumbia, we listened to salsa, we listened to vallenatos, champeta. And then there was all the 60s shit going on. So there was Santana, Jefferson Airplane. And then the whole punk rock scene was blowing up in the Bay Area at the time.
Wait a minute, 60s stuff? So that was because your parents listened to
it?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad lived in the same building as Carlos Santana and all that in the Mission, so it's it was really deep in the vibe. So my whole thing was I loved all these different styles of music, and I hadn't really seen anyone take all of those disparate influences and cultures and put them all together. So I just started writing songs, and they came out in Spanglish with a little bit of hip hop, with a little bit of cumbia, a little bit of salsa, and with an electric guitar on top, because why not,
Well, absolutely, yeah, a little acrobatic dance up on the stage. And
gotta do what you gotta do, yeah.
Oh, so how old were you?
Was that?
How old were you when you started doing all of this?
When I was just rapping and breakdancing, I was a kid, 10, 12, whatever. But it was 16 when I put my first band together, and that's when I really sat down and been all right, I gotta learn piano, I gotta learn guitar, I gotta learn saxophone, I gotta learn drums, and I just got really serious.
So all of those.
Yeah, I try to put my hands on everything, for sure. Yeah, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a rock and roll lifestyle.
Right.
You've been able to travel around a lot. Who have you been able to play with? Any of your mentors?
Absolutely, yeah. We got to play with George Clinton. That was an amazing show. And Shock G from the Digital Underground, Humpty Hump. He was kind of my mentor. We started playing shows with him, and we would just hang out, and he would just talk to me about Nas and Biggie and hip hop and the Oakland music scene and Too Short and all that. So I've been absolutely blessed to be around a lot of the legends who inspired me. And I got to meet Paul Kantner from the Jefferson Airplane, and I've been really, really, especially with hip hop artists. They've been E40 took care of us, E-A-Ski took care of us. So I've been absolutely blessed to, and also for me, some of the most inspiring musicians are these folks in Colombia. They're bullerengue cumbia players, and they're not famous, they're not known, but everybody in Cartagena, Barranquilla knows these folks. And they just sit down and they have the patience, let's just jam all night, let's drink some aguardiente, let's do it. So I would say those are my biggest inspirations, yeah.
So you live there part of the time?
Right now I'm living in Spain. But Colombia is where my mother, Cartagena's where my mother's from. Okay. And so I'm repping Colombia right here. Mm. So that's especially musically, that is the foundation for everything I do is Cartagena. I would say that's the Caribbean of Colombia is the foundation.
Cartagena.
Cartagena. With an
Spell
R.
That.
Cartagena. Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Eso es, yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, one of the things that I really find with musicians is they love to share their music, and they'll sit down and jam and help you out and bring you along. And that's the beauty and connection of music. It connects the world together.
Absolutely.
Always has.
Absolutely.
And it tells stories. So speaking of story, when is it that you knew when you were up on stage that first time, or who were you playing with where it just lit up and said yes?
Honestly, for me, it was my first paid gig.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Was I was 16, and we literally got hired by this junior high to do their little junior high dance. So we showed up, we did a little sound check like that, and then I remember everybody else left, and the lights were still on. I was standing on stage, and I was standing there in front of the mic, and then I knew it. Then I'm this is it, the rest of my life. This is what I'm doing. And even the show itself was we're just playing for some kids or whatever. But just that standing there with the spotlights, sitting on the fucking stage, had a microphone. I'm that's it. I won't do anything else. for the rest of my life.
If you're getting that feeling after playing to a bunch of middle schoolers,
right.
If
This
you
is
can
before
make
the show. This was sound check,
Oh.
and I already had that vibe. Like I'm just like this, it looks like all my heroes and all that. I'm like, yes, I'm feeling this. I'm doing this.
And did you spread it all over those kids?
Right? Oh, turn them all up, man.
Yeah, oh, that's a great story.
We did a bunch of like James Brown covers and stuff, and they had no idea what was going on, but they're like, yeah, yeah. They're all sweating and everything.
Good.
It was good times.
And so what would you just say to somebody that was like, God, I want to write songs and play the saxophone and be up on stage and travel like you?
I would say that there's a lot of pressure that you have to be this like phenomenal musician. You have to like do this. You got to keep up with, like Doja Cat or Drake or whatever the hell is like going on. Like I think that every single person has an insane like life and experience. Like whatever your culture is, wherever you're born, wherever you're from, wherever your family's from, whatever like that. And all those come together, all those divergent like little threads will come together into something that is distinctly only you. And I think that's my biggest strength is like, I could have been like, I'm a hip hopper, let's do that. Or I'm gonna play cumbia, or I'm gonna do psychedelic rock, or I'm gonna do punk rock, or whatever. But I decided like, no, I'm gonna do all of that in a million languages all at the same time, because that's me. That's like my genuine experience of who I am is that. And I feel like that is our biggest strength of La Gente is that we are sincere to ourselves. So I say like to anyone who's like insecure, like, oh, should I sound like this? Should I try to sound like them? It's like, whatever you're into. Like if you listen to 3,000 different genres of music, if you have a crazy accent, if you dress weird, if wherever your identity or your sexuality, gender is, like take it all and express that as loud as you can, because that actually might be the thing that some other kid hears and then like, I am seen. There's somebody else who's like me. There's someone, because I remember like this album's called Entre Dos Mundos, and it's about being in between worlds. Like, I'm between Colombia, Nicaragua, United States, Latin America, Spain, because that's where I live now. And I've talked to a lot of people, like some friends of mine who are like, from India. They're Indian immigrants in Madrid, and they're like, you're speaking my world and my language. Even though we have totally different worlds, if you express that sincerely, you're gonna find your people, know?
Yes.
And usually it's the outcasts, the freaks, the weirdos, the folks searching for community. You might be that beacon that like makes them feel verified and real,
Yes, I do. You were saying when we were in there, we were at the main stage, and you were saying how you guys used to be kind of a token band, but here at the festival, there's such diversity going on.
Right,
It's gotta feel good. That means it's spreading.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, it's kind of nice coming to like hippie festivals and there's like bluegrass and rock and roll, and then we show up and the second we drop into the cumbia, people always come to the stage and they're like, oh, what's that? There's some groove, there's some vibe. And so like, honestly, it works to our advantage, but at the same time, it's like especially in California, with all the communities, it's a majority Latino state, majority. Not like, like it's the majority. We should all be represented, everyone should have like their space. And in these festivals, you gotta give some money to the brown folks too, man, you know what I'm saying? It can't just be the same hippie bands. Like, we gotta like, I mean, come on, especially there's so many amazing artists and musicians, use it either from Latino America or like me, first generation kids who are trying to celebrate their heritage and fuse it with, their US first generation experience. Pay them, man, give them some money. It's expensive here. Gentrification's crazy.
Yes, yes it is. And, we've got the kids. We've got the kids up and coming, and they're watching you and they're grooving to you, and we're doing a good thing here.
Absolutely.
So, how do we get to follow you, being that you are living in Spain right now? You're traveling around and on tour.
We're nonstop.
Obviously.
We're like basically,
nonstop.
I mean, it's the La Gente SF, that's the website, that's the Spotify, that's the YouTube.
Okay, spell it for those of us that are not gonna get it.
And if you don't speak Spanish, it's Lagente. It's La Gente means the people, and SF is for San Francisco, because that's where this mutation, abomination occurred in San Francisco. But yeah, I mean, basically, I'm going back to Spain pretty soon.
Okay.
But we have tours coming up. We're gonna be in Mexico for 3 months. We're gonna be back here soon. We're gonna be going all over Europe. We're trying to get some shows together in North Africa, back in Morocco. I was just there recently. And like, hopefully the UK, it all depends on visas and time like that. But basically, we have a new single coming out in about 3 weeks. And the first single, it's called Llama Cumbia.
Okay.
And remember that. And our first single, Lotus Hotel, just came out just a couple months ago to the new album. So we're gonna release a new single every couple months with the music video that we filmed in all these different countries on tour and splice it all together. Because basically that's Entre Dos Mundos means in between two worlds. And that, so it's just mix it up. So like you watch like the Los Al music video, we're like on this rooftop in Morocco jamming, and then it cuts to us in front of the Golden Gate Bridge, and then it cuts to us on the beach in Cartagena with the cumbianos, you know, dancing behind us. So it just, yeah, like music should represent your experience, and that's what we're doing our best to represent, the bizarre bastardization of identity that's us.
And who wouldn't want to be like them?
Yeah, mix it up.
That's right. You know, it's MTV gone wild.
Right. With no rules.
Yeah, that's
I remember MTV. I'm older than I look, girl. I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, got to keep those days going along.
Right.
All right, so then we can find you on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
And
you know, SoundCloud, Twitter, we're on all that, you know. Just La Gente SF, that's everything.
La Gente, and I thought it was gents, but La Gente.
Yeah, we are the gents.
It kind of works for you.
We're just smoking about, taking the piss. Be the gents there, all right? Just, you know.
Do I get to celebrate you and share you with the world?
Please. Because that's the thing, like being, you know, independent artist now, it's like the whole game has changed. It is all about person-to-person connection and social media. And so the more people can amplify the voices of folks who need it, the more we all connect. So it works out for everybody, you know?
And one friend sharing with another and another and another, and we just get the good stuff rolling and going on.
Inshallah, if we're lucky enough, you know?
That's what that is?
What's
Inshallah?
It's a mix. Inshallah means, you know, Lord willing, and that's what they say in Islam. Okay. But we also say ojalá in Spanish because it comes from inshallah. And I'm part Lebanese too, so it's all mixed up, you know.
and it's all the good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm mixed as mixed can be, for real. So inshallah habibti, yalla, you know.
Oh man, so I'm gonna celebrate you, spread you all over the place, and we're gonna see you and listen to you around. So thank you so much for your time. Anything else you want to share?
Next weekend, we're playing the Gravenstein Apple Fair in Sebastopol on the 13th. And that same day, as soon as we're done, we're driving down to Oakland, play the Laurel Street World Music Festival. And then we have I think we got 3 or 4 more shows before I head back to Madrid. So yeah, follow us, come give us love. We're gonna be in Sonoma, we're gonna be in the East Bay, we're gonna be in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh, okay, fabulous. Well, there's lots of opportunities to get to see him and play with him and listen to the music and get out and just have a great time. Thank you.
Hey, so muchísimas gracias, y'all. One love. Let's keep it positive and revolutionary. Don't take no shit. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Wait, can I say that? By the way, am I offending people?
You just did.
All right. I was like, apparently I can.
What it is.
Yep.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much.
Gracias.